Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. Give me what I want, or I'm gonna continue to hurt people you love. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. You just don't want to give it to me. Give it to me. Give me what I want.
We're gonna give you what you want.
That's not what I want.
Yeah, sorry, I had, as soon as I started this, I had to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry. So that's why I'm late, guys. Forgive me. But okay. AEW here, guys. This is not a, well, yeah. This, okay. I'm totally, as you can tell, I'm kind of flustered here, shocked by the way I'm talking. I didn't I was not planning to go on this show talking like this, and it's because as soon as I was setting up the show and ready to go on, you got terrible, tragic news, terrible news, really, really bad news. In the wrestling world, this is a prediction. This was supposed to be originally a prediction show. It will be a prediction show. Okay, it will be a prediction show. Don't worry, we'll get to that. But sadly, there was another death in the wrestling. The second one in the past 2 days. Terry Funk passed away yesterday. The legendary Terry Funk. That was pretty heartening to hear. And then out of nowhere today, about like 10, 15 minutes ago, unfortunately, Mike Watanda, William Watanda, better known as Bray Wyatt, passed away about 10, 15 minutes ago. Well, we got the news that he passed away. Yeah, rest in peace, Anthony. We got the news that he passed away. We got the news 10, 15 years ago. You got the news he passed away. From Triple H, you got the news from Bray's father, Mike Watanda, aka, we remember him as IRS in the 90s WWE. And yeah, this is not how I want to start out my stream. And you can tell, I'm not going to promote. I'm not at the beginning of the stream. I'm not going to, out of respect, I'm not going to say like, share, subscribe. Please, I'm not going to say if you're new here, subscribe. I'm not going to even ask you to like. It's up to you right now. I'm not going to ask you. I'm not even going to ask you to share. I don't think it's right. It's right to do that. Maybe at the end of the stream. Let's see. Let me get something out. But you could follow me here. And hopefully, if anybody wants to come on, talk wrestling. This is AEW's preview predictions, but way too young. 36 years old. It's only 36 years old. And yeah, he hasn't been seen since like February or March, right? And apparently he was dealing with an illness. But I think they said a week or two ago that he was actually recovering and were planning his comeback soon to live TV. I did read that, and this just came out. No, I'm totally shocked. I'm really shocked. It's sad too, man. Look, wrestling has a history of tragedy, right? Tragedy. It's a tragic business. But even knowing that, it's still shocking, right? Still shocking. Now, the Terry Funk stuff, obviously we didn't know. Obviously, He was older in his 70s, close to his 80s. He was dealing with health issues, the way he wrestled, whatever. Yeah, you know what? Him passing away, even though we don't we hope nobody does pass away. It was kind of suspected at some point that. But this is different. This is different. The guy was 36 years old, has a family, has a wife, and has 4 kids. It looks like 4 kids. No, I think he might have 2 kids with his ex and 2 kids with his current wife. Or I could be wrong. It could be 4 with his current wife. Jojo Offerman. Yeah. Well, it's now like when the Terry Funk stuff dropped yesterday. Ric Flair's the one who posted it, right? And people are like, "Well, it's not confirmed, But then we got reports a couple minutes later, and it's true. This is definitely 100% confirmed because this is from Triple H, and you got a call from Bray's father confirming it. It's just sad, though. It's just sad. This guy was a creative genius in terms of how he keep rebranding his character and trying to freshen up his character. When his character gets stale, he finds a way to rebrand and freshen it up. Right. Over the years, right? Like he's very creative in that way that he knows when it's time to change things up with his character. Okay, he's like he came up as as a Wyatt family. Luke Harper was part of that family. Brody Lee, he passed away. Brody Lee, that was a terrible passing too. Passed away in December 2020. Bad. That was tragic. It's and he's created a cult like the Wyatt family. He's turned into the Fiend, like a demon, like the mother figure, and he turns into his Uncle Howdy stuff, coming back. And then it's always seemed like there was a roadblock with him. WWE decided, it had stuff in there, but WWE always finds a way to stop him in his tracks and find a way to derail him in his career. But yeah, this is I don't know. You're all allowed to be invited. We could talk about Bray Wyatt. We're definitely gonna do predictions. Don't worry. Oh, I did send him one. But no else to say. This is just we knew he was battling an illness, but I thought they said he was recovering from it and expected him back soon. Yeah, exactly. This isn't. Yeah, you're right. This isn't shit on his WWE moment. This is celebrating on his life moment. I'll say this. Yeah, successful life. Very. He made it. He made it, guys. He made it. WWE. He, second generation superstar. Right, second generation superstar. Father was IRS. He's made a career. He's, from all accounts, a very nice guy. Very quiet, nice guy. Apparently, he's more to himself, but that's not negative. That's some people think introverts are always like selfish. No, that's not true. I say he's a pretty he had a pretty good career despite how many roadblocks were involved and despite the release in 2021 and this. But overall, I say he had a pretty solid career. Obviously, it was not meant to end here. Like nobody plans to end a career on a death. Nobody does that. He was supposed to come back, and I don't know. It's just hard to talk about this really. I mean, I feel for his wife, his family, his kids, his father, his brother, his mother. It's sad, and we should celebrate every time. We should celebrate when someone passes away that we love, we grew up watching. We should always celebrate the life and also when the career too, and how he made us enjoy his character on TV. This is not shitting on WWE, guys. We shouldn't shit on WWE or anything like that. This is about him being entertaining us with all his creativity, all that stuff, multiple champion, stuff like that. And it's just once again, it's just like very surprising, you know. Good point. It's very surprising. I know what some people are gonna say. There's people are gonna like. I know what some people are gonna say. It's because of maybe it's because of his weight and stuff like that. I'm like, don't even go there, guys. Don't even go there. Just please not go there. We don't really know what he's been dealing with. We just know it's been an illness. But we don't know what he was dealing with, okay? Just not go there. It's tragic, man. 2 days in a row. Two wrestling legends pass. Yes, I'm putting Bray Wyatt as a legend because he qualifies as a legend. I know that legend is in wrestling is used loosely, but he really was a legend, even if it was for a decade or 5 or 6 years, 5, 6, 7 years, ever since he came up in 2013, 14, around there. So about basically a decade. Okay. I wasn't planning to talk about this. You see my Twitter. I'm shocked. And everybody else that I follow is into wrestling. We're totally shocked by this too. It's like it really came out of nowhere. Yeah, it's. I remember when I was at SummerSlam when he debuted a Fiend character, holding that old Bray Wyatt, head with the head lantern. And all right, so I guess we can move on to AEW All In predictions for this year. 2023 in Wembley Stadium. I guess we can move on to that. Let's just, we're gonna try to be. I guess for this part, we're gonna try to be more upbeat. I'll try to be more upbeat, right? Try to, give my thoughts and opinions with some energy, because obviously hearing that news about Bray Wyatt, William Mutanda, his real name, obviously that just takes it out of you, right? Like, just obviously it takes the joy out of you. What you're planning to do, because what I was planning to do was have a enjoyment doing preview predictions, but that takes the joy out of it. Hearing that news, but I'm gonna try my best because there is a pay-per-view coming up for AEW, their biggest pay-per-view, their second international pay-per-view, but first pay-per-view overseas in Wembley Stadium, holds about 80 to 90,000 capacity, the crowd. And yeah, we're going to talk about that. We got a bunch of matches that are going to take place on the card. We got about 10 matches couple title matches, and not so title matches on the card. And we got we got some matches are gonna be added for from Collision. So Collision's with tape, so Collision's not aired yet, but Collision's tape. So we got a match from Collision that's gonna appear on the pay-per-view that's been added, and that's Jungle Boy versus Hook for the FTR title. It's gonna happen at the pay-per-view. It hasn't been officially announced because it's a Collision thing, but it will be announced. I still have it here. Don't worry. Collision doesn't air yet, so that's why it hasn't been really announced, but it's happening because it's taped. Okay. Okay, I guess we could do the pre-show match. You know what? The buy-in match actually does have a tie-in to the main event, I guess. The MJF, Maxwell Jacob Freeman, and Adam Cole. It does have a tie-in to the main event. So maybe I'll do that together. When I talk about the main event, maybe I'll talk about that match too. How they could tie into together. All right, so I guess So like I said, I'll tie in those matches together. I'll go with this. So obviously, this poster here, this is not accurate. Hook is not the FTW champion. Jack Perry is, but since it's not really official for the title at All In until we see Collision, this is the best I can use. And Jack Perry's the champion, and this is Hook's chance to get the title back on him, right? After Jack Perry turned heel, took the title from him, and they plan to, retire it. This is a chance for Hook to get his revenge on Jack, right? They used to be best buddies. Hook, you know, Hook was there when Jack in the hard fought out battle with Sonata, Forbidden Door was there. And that's when Jack Perry, Jack Perry now, not Jungle Boy, turned and clothesline. Hook. And Hook is Taz's son. And so we're gonna do this match. Now I don't know, I guess there was no plans. I don't think there was ever any plans to retire the title. It's really a joke of a belt. But FTW title. But I don't know. I don't know. Who do I see winning here? I think I'm gonna go with Jack Perry here. You gotta solidify his heel turn here. I know the story is that Hook needs his revenge, whatever, but you gotta solidify his heel turn for Jack Perry. I got Jungle Boy winning here. Okay. I don't know how, but I got Jungle Boy winning here. A good solid match. And yes, this match is not official yet, but will be made official for the pay-per-view. So I got Jungle Boy, okay? Or not Jungle Boy, but Jack Perry. Haha. My mistake. Okay, let's get into some other matches on the card. All right. Where should I go? You know what? Now this match has changed. Remember, this match has changed. I just haven't found an updated graphic. Instead of AR Fox, who just got kicked out of the Mogul Embassy, it's gonna be Christian teaming up with Swerve on the right. They're gonna take on the team of Sting and Darby Allin. And who's taking place with AR Fox's place? None other than Christian Cage. Not the TNT champion, even though he claims he is. He's gonna take his place, and yeah, this match is gonna happen. Obviously, Darby Allin is gonna take on Christian and Luchasaurus at All Out the week after for the TNT title, and so the right move here, obviously, is Sting and Darby Allin. They're not gonna have Sting lose here. I don't think they're gonna have Sting lose here, especially the Swerve Scott and Christian, because I think, all right, and what I believe, well, we'll do a prediction show for next week for All Out. What I believe is that Christian or Luchasaurus will retain over Darby Allin at All Out. All Out. At All Out. So that's why I got Sting and Darby winning here, which should be a good match. Mogul Embassy will try to get involved. Obviously, this is AEW. But yeah, so Sting and Darby to win here. I really do like looking forward to this match. AR Fox is back on the good graces with Darby. Maybe AR Fox will help, in some way, quell the interference from Mogul Embassy. Okay. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Next match. I'm going to go with the Stadium Stampede match. Now, I don't have the graphic for that because we don't know who's going to replace Rey Fenix. Okay, Rey Fenix. Okay. We got the team of Eddie Kingston, Pentagon, or El Penta, best friends that consist of Orange Cassidy, Trent Beretta, and Chuck Taylor. But they're missing someone, right? And that's supposed to be Phoenix. But due to a real life situation, Phoenix could not make the trip overseas. That's why they kind of put him off on Dynamite last night. Okay. On Team Blackpool Combat Club side, you got obviously Moxley, Yuta, and Claudio teaming up with not Takasha, but the returning Santana and Ortiz, right? who've been out for a while, been away from a while. It looks like they made up, I guess, because apparently their friendship in real life became strained between the two. Well, maybe they made up, or maybe you know what, for the good of the company, good for the story, is that put their relationship, their differences, whatever it is, aside for the benefit of pay per view. All in. And so I don't know I don't know who's gonna be the next another member who's gonna replace Pentagon. I don't know. Not Pentagon, Faye Phoenix. I don't know. Faye Phoenix. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be Pac, but they're gonna get somebody, and I wouldn't be surprised. It will be announced when Kingston and his team make their entrances down the ring. We'll find out who the next member. Now the Stampede match itself, I expect it's gonna be a little different than the past two when they got to use, you got to record it in Jacksonville, right? At Daly's place, they got to record it and stuff beforehand and all that. I guess it'll be a little different here. Even though the second one was recorded and also live at the ending when Guevara pinned Ty Dillinger, Sean Spears. Yeah, Sean Spears. That was live. I wonder if they're gonna do this. Is this gonna be recorded or is this gonna be live? They could do a live Stadium Stampede match, the whole thing, because the pay per view with the first match. Hey Degrassi, the first match between Blackpool Comic Con and the Elite was basically it is sad, yeah. Basically, the first match was basically they rent everyone in the stadium. You could do that here, and it's gonna be fun. These matches are fun. I believe they're adding this match to the video game. I haven't played the video game in a while because the AEW video game is so. I'm sorry, it's so damn limited. So I stopped. It's so damn limited. I'm telling you, that game was not ready for release. Whatever. But in this match, I got Team Blackpool Combat Club, Moxley, Reader, Yuta, Cesaro, and Santana Ortiz winning here over Eddie Kingston and his team, Pentagon and Best Friends. I got them winning here. It's really sad, man. Like, it really came out of nowhere. Like, Degrassi, like, there's no reports that he's battling an illness. So he's been off TV since, I don't know, March? Kind of been March, right? And to let you know, they wanted him to work with Brock Lesnar, right, for WrestleMania this year, right? They asked Brock if they wanted to work with Bray Wyatt. And Brock says no. He's not a fan of Bray Wyatt or the character that Bray Wyatt portrays. And so they're going to move Bray Wyatt to face Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. The plan was for Bobby Lashley to take on Bray Wyatt and his character at the time at WrestleMania this year. Well, Bray got sick, and so they had to, change things up. And Bobby Lashley never got a match or anything. Then we find out he hasn't been on TV, right, for a while, and we find out he might have been battling an illness or an injury or some sort. Like they were being vague about why he wasn't on TV. It wasn't creative. But they were being vague, and started reports coming out that he might have been battling an injury or illness. And it seemed like it was an illness. This is definitely an illness, right? Okay. And then there was like a week or two ago, it said the reports were coming out that he's feeling better and expected back on the show, back on Raw or SmackDown, whatever brand he goes to. Obviously, that's not the case because the sad news that popped up about half an hour ago about Bray Wyatt. And just basically 24 hours after Terry Funk passes away. It's sad. Unexpected too, man. 36 years old with a young family. I'll say this. When me and DL were talking about Bray Wyatt, we weren't bashing Bray Wyatt. We were bashing WWE on how they use Bray Wyatt. On how they use him. That's it. Bray Wyatt definitely had the mind, the creative mind, to know when to change things up. He knows how it works. Okay. Let's go back to the predictions. Okay. I'm going to go with this match. The Fatal 4 women's title match between Saraya, aka Paige from WWE, Shida, the women's champion, AEW women's champion, world champion, Toni Storm, and Britt Baker. Now, two of these competitors are in the trio faction known as the Outcast. That's Toni Storm with the blonde hair and Saraya on the left. Okay. They're in the same faction. And they have beef with Britt Baker and Shida, of course. Now, this is a Wembley. Obviously, they want to have Paige in this match. Why they want to have Paige or Saraya in this match? Well, she's from England. She's British. She's England. Maybe Florence Pugh will be there. I don't know. Maybe she'll be in attendance. I don't know. Right? They made a movie about Paige, Saraya. Even though that movie, I watched that movie was not that accurate at all. I'm telling you, that movie was so fabricated. Oh my God. I'm just telling you one thing: the Vince Vaughn character is not the Vince Vaughn character. The player, the person he betrayed, is not real. Was never real. The Vince Vaughn character is never real in real life. And those other women, they were not real either. Those other trainees. Okay, but this match, in a fatal 4-way, you don't have to pin. You do not have to pin the champion to win the title, right? Anybody can be pinned, right? So you don't have to win the champion to win the title. And obviously, that gives the champion a major disadvantage, right? They have a 25% chance of winning instead of a 50% chance, right? And also in the fatal 4-way, there's really no DQs either. You can no countouts, no DQs. You can use weapons, you can whatever. I'm really looking forward to this match. I think it's gonna be a good match. I wonder if this match is gonna create some problems between Toni and Saraya because they're in the same group, and obviously they want the belt, right? They want the belt, right? And I wonder if one of them goes for the pin, and Toni or whatever, one of them pulls the other off, and you know the classic friends or classic members of a group in the same match. That's a triple threat or a fatal 4. That's like multi-man match. I wonder if we can see the classic cliche where, like, they push? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I wanted that. I wanted that. And then the other person will say, I wanted that. I wanted that. And they're going to do the push and they're going to, right? The title's going to get between two friends and two stablemates. It all happens a lot in wrestling all the time in these kind of matches. Like, what are you doing? You push and the other pushes back. What are you doing? What are you doing? I want the belt. I wonder if it's going to cause problems because, but I'll tell you one thing. I know it's her hometown, her home country, Saraya, Paige, whatever you want to call her. I know it's her home country, and the reaction she would get if she won the title would be astronomical, like loud. Have a home country competitor win the title, win a belt there. I'll be crazy. Obviously, I'll be crazy for the country, you know. But I think I got Shida winning here, retaining here. Now, I'll say this: if this wasn't a Fatal 4-Way, I know Shida just kind of had the title for 2 or 3 weeks, but if this wasn't a Fatal 4-Way, I think I would have gone with Saraya. So I'm gonna go with Shida retaining here, but yeah, but I'm kind of interested to see if Saraya wins here and see what the reaction would be like, because once her music hits, once she comes down to the ring, the audience is gonna go ape. They're gonna go ape crazy, ape shit for her, and if she wins, they'll go even more ape shit if she wins, right? The British crowd, the British wrestling crowd is like it's very passionate, and when they have their hometown superstar, it's even more passionate. Oh, I know. There's no hard feelings between WWE. There never was. I don't know who's making up that assumption. There is a belief that WWE and Edge couldn't come to terms on a possible extension. I didn't read into that, but I don't know. I don't know the full details on that. The guy's 50 years old, and if you really look at him, his matches, he can't go as long as he once did. The cardio, I mean, he still exercised, but the cardio is just not where it once was. It happens when you get older, man. Okay. So we're gonna move to some other match for this card. Another match. Okay, match is not on here, but it hasn't been. I don't have a graphic for. It's the Acclaim with Badass Billy Gunn versus House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews for the trio titles. I really do like for this match. The story was Malachi Black sets up to Billy Gunn to force him to kind of like in the ring to retire, not really retire. But yesterday, Billy Gunn comes back and he gets, he says, "I'm coming back. I'm not coming back as this Billy Gunn. I'm coming back as Badass Billy Gunn." The version we got from WWE, kind of, And we're gonna have a trio title, right? A trio title match between the three groups. They Acclaim, Matt Caster and Anthony Bowens. They rap, Matt Caster raps with the mic, and you got Billy Gunn who's good, always been good on the mic. Well, Bulldog's actually been a better one on the mic. And they're gonna have so I'm actually gonna go with. I think House of Black loses the belts here, the trio titles, and I think we're gonna have new trios champion. And trios champion, it says this for itself. Trios is 3. I think it's a perfect reward, perfect way to end this match for a perfect story. It's for the Acclaim and Billy Gunn, Badass Billy Gunn, to become the trios champion together. Now let's move on to some matches that have a graphic. After that, let's do this match. CM Punk versus Samoa Joe, a rematch from a semifinals match that took place during a collision or whatever, the main event Collision. I don't know, like in late June. As for the Owen Hart tournament. So they're having a match at obviously Samoa Joe is pissed at CM Punk for losing that match. He's for losing the match to CM Punk and wants his revenge to make up for it. And these two have a huge history with each other back all the way in the early days of ROH. And then after ROH, like I said a couple streamers ago when referring to these two, they went their path, their careers went in different directions. CM Punk was in TNA for a little bit, but he was at TNA when Joe wasn't there. CM Punk went back to ROH. CM Punk went to WWE, right? Went to WWE in 2005, 2006, around that era. When they rebranded the new ECW, the terrible ECW reboot. Degrassi probably knows what I'm talking about. The terrible ECW and Sci-Fi. You remember what's the Kevin Thorne or whatever. He went there, and Samoa Joe eventually in 2005, 2006 went to TNA. So they have not met face to face for a very, very long time because Samoa Joe's in TNA and in WWE NXT. And Punk, well, he was doing his business once he left WWE until this year, until June, where they came face to face for the first time in a very long time. And now they're going to have one of the biggest matches and one of the biggest crowds ever. And this match is going to hump. And what I mean by hump is going to be epic, be great. It's going to be hard hitting. It's no. Do I expect it to be good as the Ring of Honor matches? No. And the reason for that is, do I expect it to be good? Yes. The reason I say it's not going to be good as the Ring of Honor matches because they're much younger than. Actually, they're a little bit more green back then, learning, but they're younger than, right? And so they can last longer in the ring, right? CM Punk sometimes looks like he's getting tired. He needs the break. Those breaks. Every time they lay down in the ring, they gather the breath, that kind of stuff. But this match is gonna be crazy, and I think I got CM Punk winning here. Okay, I really do think I got CM Punk winning here. I think that would be the right move. Okay, next match. FTR versus the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Now these two, they face each other. These two are arguably the best. You can arguably claim they're the best tag teams in the world. Obviously, in wrestling, you use the term best when it comes to any superstar, very, very loosely, right? But these two, they faced each other a couple times, 2 or 3 times. 3 years ago, the Bucks were very instrumental in getting FTR into AEW, once they got released and let go of the contracts from WWE, okay, as the Revival. And they had matches back in 2020. Unfortunately, sadly, there was no crowd to watch their matches. Obviously, they were in lockdown, right? They were in the lockdown, or because of the beginning stages of the pandemic, the beginning of the pandemic, they were in lockdown, so they didn't have a crowd at Diddy's place, right? So this will be the first time that they'll face each other 2-on-2, and an audience, and not just an ordinary audience, an audience of Wembley in front of 80 to 90,000 fans, screaming fans, not just people live, but people watching on TV, looking really forward to these two facing off each other, these two tag teams facing off each other, and this time in front of a crowd. And wrestling, I know for 2020 or 2021, they didn't wrestle in front of the crowd, but wrestling, they need a crowd. The crowd is kind of part of the show in wrestling, okay? They need a crowd. And they're finally getting it with these two. We were robbed of it. Back in 2020 when there was no audience. But now we're not. And I think I got FTR retaining here. I'm gonna go with FTR retaining here. I really don't think the Young Bucks really need the titles all that much, so I'm gonna go with FTR retaining here. Now it looks like Cash Wheeler will be able to travel to England, to the UK, based on what he had to go through with, being charged with, I don't know what he's being charged with, not assault, whatever, in Florida. It looks like it's all cleared up and he could go to England. Otherwise, they wouldn't have him doing that backstage segment with him and his partner with talking with the Young Bucks, being interviewed by in that interview with the Young Bucks, right? They wouldn't have that. They wouldn't have him on Dynamite if that wasn't the case. So whatever legal trouble, whatever legal stuff he had to deal with last week, it doesn't seem it's going to affect him this match at All In. But yes, once again, I got FTR. Now, I'm really looking forward to this match. Adam Hangman Page, Kenny Omega, and Kota Ibushi versus the Jay White and Juice Robinson in the middle to Takasha. Juice Robinson and Jay White are known as Bullet Club Gold, a faction in AEW, and Takasha is mixing around with Omega. I'm looking forward to this match because there is history between Bullet Club Gold with Omega and Hangman Page from the New Japan days. It's something you got to really look deep in the history between the two. Omega was the one who originally recruited Jay White, but Jay White turned on Bullet Club and went to Chaos. Eventually, went and joined the Bullet Club. And once Omega and his group, the Young Bucks, Adam Hangman Page, and Cody Rhodes, decided to leave New Japan to help start this company, Jay White took over the leadership role and kicked them out of the Bullet Club. And yeah, and the Elite obviously helped with Tony Khan and his father, whatever, to create AEW, All Elite Wrestling. But this is personal, right? There's a history there. At All Out, we're gonna get Omega versus Takasha. So I really don't know. I could go either way here. You know what? I'm gonna go Hangman Page and Omega and Kota Ibushi over Jay White, Juice Robinson, Takasha. But I got Juice Robinson taking the pin because the story of this match focuses more on Jay White and Takasha. So I got Juice Robinson taking the pin. And then we're going to have Takasha in a singles match with Kenny Omega. Remember, we got an AEW pay-per-view next Sunday also. Not this Sunday. Also this Sunday coming up and the Sunday after or Saturday, whatever. So I think Kenny's team will win, but I think Takasha will get a big win, a big career win, boost for his career over Omega at All Out. That's next Sunday, not this Sunday. Yeah, we got 2 pay-per-views next week: WWE No Mercy and AEW All Out. And don't ask me why. I think it's stupid for AEW to do 2 pay-per-views in a row, but that's what they're doing. And what can I do about nothing? But we're going to definitely do a prediction show for both pay-per-views. So I got Jay White, Omega. No, I got Omega, Hangman Page, Adam Hangman Page, and Kota Ibushi. Next, we're going to go with Chris Jericho versus Will Ospreay. I mean, this match should still be good. Jericho is, the veteran, almost like 50 years old guy versus Will Ospreay, who might be arguably the best wrestler in the world. Yeah, I say it again, loosely. But he's really that good, Will Ospreay. He's really that good. And I like the passion behind his promo at confronting Jericho during the contract signing on down. I really, really like that. I really do like Will Ospreay. He did mention his contract is up in New Japan in 6 months. 6 months. So obviously the dirt sheets are going to keep track. A lot of wrestling fans are going to keep not just dirt sheets, but a lot of wrestling fans, hardcore wrestling fans, are going to keep track of that. WWE and AEW fans are going to keep track of his contracts up because this is a guy so young. This is a guy that you would love to have in your company. Okay, and these are definitely so. Yeah, I definitely would think WWE is interested, or and AEW be interested. I mean, there's a better chance he goes to AEW because of the partnership. They kind of have a New Japan and stuff like that because they work together. They're in a good relationship. But you never know. And once the ownership of Endeavor takes full control of WWE, possibly next month or October, because there's a belief that the ownership hasn't fully taken over, and that's why WWE hasn't really done some major signings There's a roster, like a signing freeze right now. They believe that the transition to the new ownership right now has made a roster freeze, a signing freeze, whatever, stuff like that. Until once Endeavor takes fully control, has 100%, they'll start, possibly going after younger talent and possibly big time wrestling free agents. But I got Will Ospreay winning here, man. I think this is a match Will Ospreay wins. He's been on a roll lately, and I think he'll win here over Jericho. Obviously, Don Callis is gonna get involved, right? He's gonna get involved. And I got Will Ospreay on the right winning here. I saw this guy live in Forbidden Door. This guy's that really good. He's really that good. Okay, what else? Main event time. Aussie Open. This is a pre-show match, but does lead into the main event. This is confusing. This match is a little confusing to me because to me this can go either way. MJF and Adam Cole need to win this match. I'm sorry. But if they don't, there'll be a reason why they don't win this match. Now, I'm not going to pick them to win. I think they're going to lose, and stuff is going to go wrong between the two. That's going to cause something in their main event. They're going to be okay. So I got Aussie Open winning here, but not by pin. I don't think Aussie Open is going to win by pin. I think they're going to win someone by count out or something like that, not by pin. And that's going to cause some problems between Cole and MJF, the mistrust. Right? There's times they're best friends, but there's also a little mistrust with each other because they're both pretty slimy people that will take advantage of each other and betray you once they get something they want. Especially MJF and Adam Cole. They're both like that. And this match is the main event. Okay. Now, a lot of people think MJF would be the one to turn, right? To be the one who's playing mind games with Adam Cole. He's pretending to be friends and all of that to get in Adam Cole's mind. But that's the thing with MJF's stick. He's always been known to be, someone who's has plans, is a mastermind, has plans. He's always been someone you can't trust, he'll betray you, something like that. It's all for himself. Adam Cole is like that too, really. But he's a little bit more loyal than MJF. Even as a heel, Adam Cole's loyal. Could be loyal at times. And with MJF, they expect the heel turn. They expect a betrayal from him. I think Cole. Now with Roderick Strong in the Kingdom, I have a very strong theory, and I hope I'm right. I think the stuff with Roderick Strong in the Kingdom, I think that's all a ploy. It's all a ploy. And they're playing this whole thing with Adam Cole. I think Adam Cole has been playing MJF the whole freaking time. They're pulling something over MJF. They're pulling a scheme over MJF. I think Adam Cole with Roderick Strong in the Kingdom, they're pretending to have a straight, they're pretending not to like each other and things are not going right. Stuff like that. They're not really in the best relationship. But I think that's just they're playing MJF the whole time, playing for a fool. Because in the past, in Ring of Honor, Adam Cole was part of the Kingdom, and they made that perfectly clear on the shows that he was part of the Kingdom. I think this whole time, Adam Cole's been playing MJF. Finally, MJF, Maxwell Jacob Freeman, gets played at his own games, his own mind games. And that's when Adam Cole takes the title off MJF and then celebrates with the Kingdom and becomes the leader of the Kingdom, Roger Strong, Matt Taven, and Mike Bennett. That's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to have a new champion, Adam Cole, and it's going to be, I think this is what I think. I think it's all been a plan from day one for Adam Cole and the Kingdom to set up MJF. And this will solidify MJF as a true babyface because I think he's ready for a babyface. I mean, he can still be a slime ball. You could be a slime ball and a babyface in a way. You just got to, tweak some stuff, right? Like The Rock was like that. Austin was like that. But whatever, you got to find ways to tweak yourself as a babyface the way he is. But that's what I think is going to happen. The twist is not MJF pulling it on you. The twist is not MJF saying he's the devil here. Cole's been the devil the whole time in this situation. That's what I'm going with. But yeah, that's my previewing predictions So next week we're gonna do No Mercy, WWE No Mercy. Is it No Mercy? No, Payback, WWE Payback. No Mercy is the NXT one. So we're gonna do WWE Payback and AEW All Out. 2 pay-per-views next week. Remember that, or premium live events. 1 pay-per-view and premium live event. Yeah, we're gonna do that. But yeah, so like, share, subscribe, comment below, and take care, guys. And I don't know what my next stream's gonna be, so take care, guys.